Rod Stewart brought sass, sax, and star-spangled jeans to Glastonbury's biggest stage. Rod Stewart shocks at Glastonbury, 80-year-old star still sexy and burning out. Rod Stewart may be 80, but he just rocked Glastonbury like it was 1978 again, but stars, bagpipes, sequins, and all. From surprise guests like Ronnie Wood and Lulu to cheeky moves and heartfelt tributes, this was more than a concert, it was a celebration of a true icon. What was your favorite moment from the set? Let us know below. White down pointing backhand index. They said the legend's slot was for winding down, but Rod Stewart turned it into a blazing circus. At 80 years old, wearing glittery pants with stars on his buttocks and flanked by a full army of sequined dancers, the British rock icon lit up the pyramid stage of Glastonbury in a way that only he could. It started with the unmistakable sound of bagpipes blaring Scotland the Brave, and from that very moment, the heat-struck crowd, packed all the way to the hilltop, knew they were in for a ride. But no one could have guessed how wild it would get. Rod didn't just perform, he performed, writhing and jumping across the stage, like a lusty, leggy muppet, as one observer put it. And yes, those were literal words used in the review. That alone would have been enough to get social media talking. But things got even spicier. While most artists keep things politically neutral, Rod dropped a surprise bomb mid-set by saying Britain should give Nigel Farage a chance, citing that he met Farage's brother and quite likes him. In the Glastonbury crowd, known for being overwhelmingly progressive, the comment didn't exactly earn applause. Still, Stewart pressed on, dressed like a glitzy pirate captain from a rock opera fever dream. He kicked off with Tonight I'm Yours, followed by Having a Party, two relatively soft choices that made some wonder if the legend had lost his edge. But then came Some Guys Have All the Luck, the first moment the audience truly erupted and the mood shifted. Then, another twist, a sudden pause, and Rod launched into a solemn dedication to Ukraine, interrupting the party to say, "Some wars get all the media attention. I want to draw your attention to Ukraine." With that, he performed Love Train, a disco anthem turned peace prayer. From there, the show swung wildly between cheeky and sentimental, cringy and iconic. When Rod sang Tonight's the Night, with the infamous line, "Loosen up that pretty French gown," the mood turned queasy. It was 30 degrees Celsius, the candles on screen felt out of place, and the saxophone only added to the bizarre energy. Still, Stewart kept going, jogging across stage during Forever Young, switching between fiddle-backed ballads like You Wear It Well, and then unleashing crowd favorites like Maggie May. But even that had its awkward moment. Rod tried to get the crowd to start it off, and they weren't ready. The result? A lovable mess. But then came the climax. Young Turks with its 80s synth power blasted through the heat and brought the entire hill back to life. Suddenly, the energy shifted again. Rod was back, and he had more in store. It's a heartache pleased the middle crowd. I'd Rather Go Blind, though less known, earned him a pass when he dedicated it to the late Christine McVie from Fleetwood Mac. But the real shocker came when he sauntered out with the words, 1978, those were the days, before disappearing behind stage. He came back not just in a new outfit, but with Michael Eavis, the founder of Glastonbury himself, for a birthday celebration. It was a full-circle Glasto moment. Then came the parade of legendary guests. Mick Hucknall from Simply Red sang If You Don't Know Me By Now, and Ronnie Wood appeared to join Rod for Stay With Me, a pure rock and roll throwback that made even the hottest, most exhausted festival-goers jump to life. And then, Lulu. She joined Stewart for Hot Legs, and together they leaned fully into the ridiculous, flirty spirit of the song. Lulu's white tassel pants rivaled Rod's sequin dancers, but the final touch was genius. On screen, a slideshow of Rod in his primed shirtless, short-shorted, rock god era. They closed the set with sailing, gentle harp strains floating through the air, the perfect bittersweet goodbye. The crowd didn't scream, didn't explode, but stayed, still and present. Just glad to have shared the moment. Rod Stewart didn't just survive Glastonbury's Legends slot. He turned it into a fever dream of controversy, nostalgia, disco diplomacy and glitzy defiance. At 80, he proved he's still got it, maybe not in voice, maybe not in stamina, but in showmanship, in spirit, and in the glittering absurdity that only someone with decades of fame can pull off. And maybe, just maybe, those star-spangled buttocks are now officially part of Glastonbury history.